Okay, here you go.
Hi there, I'm James Chai with Arf Arf Bark Bark Rescue, as well as with Vid Dog Training. I'm just going to do a live broadcast. We're just doing a little bit today. We're just working. I haven't done a live broadcast in about a month and a bit. Been super busy. So we're just going to see the dogs here. Dogs, they're obviously all triggering each other and everything like that. Right? So we're just going to do a correction here. So let me just grab.
Gabby.
Gabby? Yeah, let me just get Gabby here. So we're just going to do Gabby here on the sensitive, right? So then we're just going to give her, right off the bat, the reason why she's doing that is just stop please, right? So we're just going to follow the way that her rhythm is. It's really easy to do. So stop please. The dependency issue that's happening with her right now, we're just going to do that, right? So we just get her to come, stop. So I'm just looking over above her, not at her head, and the direction. So I'm just maintaining a constant aspect of it. She shuts down. That by sitting down, the dog shuts down. So we already have the ability just to have her calm down already. There's not a big significant stop, please. Right? So it's just a leash work that you have to do a bit more, right? The indecisiveness on the owner's side, right? I mean, very brutally direct because that's what you guys are paying me for. You're okay, stop, right? So we just see the rhythm, right? So now she has that little bit of discomfort, right? A little bit of discomfort. Stop, please. Not funny, right? So she's just staring on. Hi, silly girl. Hi, silly girl. So we just give a constant reminder. So the tone that I have is a little bit different for the dog. It's a little bit lower down in the register. Kind of a funneling of the restriction on the throat here. Again, because dogs are highly intuitive to the inflection, the cadence, the rhythm of the tone of voice, and also the manipulation of what goes on with the leash and the confidence, etc. So that's what goes on. So right, so we have that part that goes with Gabby's personality. So she's got a little bit of anxiety, right? She pushes through that part of it. When people talk about what the dog does, that it's a dependency issue. Dogs have 3 dependencies, right? Because they come from pack animal. So from pack animal, they're familial. From that, I extrapolate that to dependency issue. And so this is obviously my proprietary research, but dogs have 3 dependency variants: interdependent, intradependent, and codependent. So we want to work the dog towards being codependent, and that is the most important part that we always want a dog to be. We want the dog to be our worst stalker, right? As Gabby tries to sit down and shut down, you don't want a dog to ever sit down that's dysfunctional, and the reason why is that it is counterintuitive. It indicates the dog's unable to process. It's okay if you're training a dog to do obedience and trick and agility training, but when it comes to dysfunction, stop please, stop, right? We just stopped right there, and then she does that fake cough, right? That fake cough that you go to the vet and you pay for a kennel cough, and also it's a fake cough, it's a manipulation, but it's psychosomatic to the dog's dysfunction. So we just don't have the address. She doesn't know what to do, right? So Gabby again shuts down, but because I have the tone of voice, the rhythm and all that, then we have her ability to understand what's going on. And we're just making sure that the entire environment is safe for her. She shut down, right? So we're gonna get her up a bit again off her Gabby, right? So now we have the voice key, right? It's just 3 words, 3 times. Now we know the dog's voice key, right? So that high pitch is what happens from mom, obviously, because of that case, and then dad himself is starting to unfortunately treat Gabby as if she's a toy. So you can't do that. You used to be firm, and you have to stop doing that. So we can tell by the personality of the dog what you're like, all that stuff, right? So you can't treat her like a toy anymore. Go back to what you were doing before. It's just being a firm kind of dad, like, I don't want to love you, but I'm gonna love you, right? So yeah, it's trauma back from our childhood, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And same with Liz. Is Chris. I'm sorry, Liz. Right. Stop, please. Right. This is a fake cough, and so we're gonna get her up. Right. It's her manipulation to get you to go. Oh, Gabby. Right. So we see the stop. Stop. Right? So there's a rhythm that the dog has. So we just stop. So we just change the tone of voice. There's less restriction in my voice. So we do that because we can hear, if we listen to the dogs barking, we can hear the tone. Yes, they're doing it very quickly, but we can hear the intonation. We can hear the stop. So we have the tone. Let's change the tone of voice. Stop. Gabby. Right? Again, it's the same tone of voice, right? That's a voice key. So we do all that part. Gabby. Hi, silly girl. Gabby. So that's how simple it is, right? I make it look simple, of course, because I'm reading the dog at 0.2 seconds. So I'm unfortunately, I see so much at once. And that's why we don't need any treats or medication or anything like that, because when it comes to treat training a dysfunctional dog, it is passive-aggressive Pavlov. It's basically saying, I'm following what the dog's doing, I'm giving them a treat, and that's why it works. It's attempting to eliminate all the possibilities, passive-aggressive Pavlov. When you treat train a dog, you're giving a drug addict more drugs.
Yeah.
Right. So you want to stay.
Sense, yeah.
You want to stay away from that. And when the dog is looking only for treats, they're not able to process. They're not able to emotionally, cognitively mature. The dog doesn't learn because he's waiting for his next hit, which is the treat. So the one big thing is whenever you see a trainer or behaviorist like somebody else or anybody who's watching, when you see a trainer that's using treats, it's because they don't know what to do. And that's why if you ever find a trainer or behaviorist that says, yeah, you know what, I've recommended a dog to be killed, or that a dog is just that way, or a dog is needing to be returned, etc., it means that the person that you've hired doesn't know what they're doing, because instead of accepting the fact that they don't know what to do with the dog, they blame the dog. Their ego protects them, right? So we want to always make sure that the dog understands what's going on, right? See the protection that's going on here? So then I bring it back to that restriction in the tone of voice. It's in between the two now, on purpose, right? Because we can see the dog's behavior as well. Gabby, Gabby, right? So we just bring that same tone of voice. Gabby, Gabby, right? Hi, silly girl. No treats. It's communication, it's conversation. We see the nuances of what the dog does, and that's it. Stop. Thank you. You're okay. You're okay. Again, above the dog's head. For her particular personality, it's above the dog's head because of the ambience of her anxiety. Hi, silly girl. Hi, silly girl. Hi, silly. Hi, Gabby. Hi, Gabby. Hi, Gabby. Hi, silly girl. Right? Hi, silly girl. So then she just pretends that she's not interested in the other dog, that she's looking to inspect what I'm doing. She already knows where everything is. Hi, silly girl. Hi, silly girl. When we touch the dog, we always touch the dog and say her name. Hi, silly girl. Always have communication, all that, right? Up, please. Up, please. Up, please. Right? Shutting down. She's in a dysfunction. She's in a situation she doesn't understand how to process. Right? There we go. So there's a joy spot on the dog that the dog always likes to be touched. This is not where it is. I'm just doing the proper up. So this is artificial. Wait, please. Wait, please. Right? What she did, she heard Charlie moving over there. Wait, please. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. The fake cough again, right? It's all psychosomatic. Stop. Stop. Right? We're interrupting her rhythm. Stop, please. Stop. Stop. Change the tone of voice. Stop, please. Stop. Gabby, right? You can see them. You see how she indicated. Now you see it, right?
Yeah.
It's the intuition that you use on your end, right? So it's the two of you when you both met each other, you fell in love. You could finish each other's sentences. No, it's we're supposed to still be in love. Stop, stop, right? See the reaction time. See, so like I said, I'm reading the dog at 0.2 of a second. Stop, please. Stop, 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 please. Stop, please. Stop. Stop. Right? So that's what we do, just to correct the aspects of the dog. Is that we're reading the dog so quickly that we're finishing the dog's sentences, so to speak. Right? That's what we're. Gabby, 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 Gabby. See how she hunched down there? Gabby, right? We're always paying attention to everything that the dog is doing. Gabby, hi, silly girl, right? So she's doing that on purpose, and she's going to try to do a little bit of run for the border. So we're gonna do that, right? And then anxiety, so she wants to jump on mom. Can't let her jump on you anymore. Yeah. So when a dog jumps on you, it's one of the 3 dependency issues that the dog has. It's not the dog trying to be dominant. It makes 0 sense. Why would the dog jump on you? It's not a dominant situation. But I'll explain why off camera, because the reason why I explain off camera is because you're paying me. The people watching you, yes, you're getting it for free, but I'm going to do so. So we're going to do a psychogenesis breakdown of everything that is wrong with the dog. You can go to everybody in the world. Nobody will ever read this stuff because they're not looking at dogs as a valid sentient being. And that's what's really important. Or sentient, depending what country you're in. Hi, silly girl. Hey, stop, please, right? Stop, please. Up, please. Up, please. Up, please. Up, please. Right? So we're just going to do that part here. So she's just watching, right? Gabby, Gabby, right? See, she knows her name because of the connection. So when you see a pack of wolves and one, all the wolves are gone except one wolf is at home, so to speak, at the home base, and you hear the wolf howl and only one wolf comes back, it's the dog's name. It's a wolf's name. Yeah. Same thing like we say your name, right? Yeah. We hear it. Yeah. So that's the same thing that goes on. And it does make sense because of the fact that we have not been looking at animals as sentient beings, as functional sentient beings, as having emotional and logical cognitive processing. We're looking at them as if they're garbage, as if they're ants, and unfortunately it's incorrect, right? And you have the trainers and behaviorists that are saying, yo, you know, your dog's this way. No treats, no medication, nothing at all. I have a 0 kill rate, I have a 0 medication rate, I have a 0 everything. And I've worked with dogs, as you've seen in my stuff, who are 150, 180, 200 pounds, who have attempted to kill me, who are, you know, attacking 16 people viciously. Every dog, I will never turn down a dog, ever, because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Hi, silly girl. Gabby. So we just see that, see? We just see the intro. Gabby, because there's a rhythm that dogs have, just like some people like classical music, some people like dance, trance music, some people like rock and roll. So we just do the interruption so we can see the beat that she has. Because the dog processes at a 1/10 of a second. Stop, please. At a 1/10 of a second, right? And I'll explain to you off camera how come I know that. But if the dog is processing at a 1/10 of a second, the dog is already making correction. We're too slow. So I don't know if who here remembers Bruce Lee? You will, because we're like the same age. Okay, you know Bruce Lee, right?
Yeah.
So Bruce Lee was tested in Seattle. His reaction time from visual to mental process to trigger to physical trigger was 2/10 of a second. 2/10 of a second. You saw how fast he could throw 3 to 4 punches in 1 second. That's how fast he was. Gabby is twice as fast. So again, if we're not paying attention to what's going on, we're like, holy cow, holy cow. But in actual fact, when we talk about dog being unpredictable, it's because we're too slow. But we can do it, because just like you two of you can finish each other's sentence, we can also intuitively pick up what's going on. Her anxiety is what's going on, right, that end, and it's the lack of it. So you guys can't keep treating her like a toy anymore. Hi, silly girl. That's a problem. That's a problem. She's being treated like a toy, and like I said, off camera, I'll explain to you more in psychological detail what's going on with her. Hi, silly girl. Hi, silly girl. Yeah, so it's very simple. Very, very simple. I haven't met one dog that has ever challenged me, other than trying to kill me. Right? So you're going to take the leash, you're going to stand up, exactly. So when you take the leash from the other person, see, Mom, see what I'm saying, right? Exactly what I said. It's too much helicoptering. Whoever has a leash has the control. Right, so you're gonna have to sit down. Yeah, you have to sit down. No touching. Oh, so only sorry, what's your name?
John.
John. So John, you can see here. So John's got to be the only one that touches, because John is one that has a leash. So just sit down, John. Just squat down there, right? So the anxiety that's going on, right? And then what happens there? You see that how Mom moves her foot there to go, oh no, oh no, oh no, you're okay. So then what she's doing as well is, Mom Chris is taking. Chris is taking John's ability to effectively connect and bond with Gabby. So there's that confusion. That's why I said there's a toy situation that's going on. So we'll do that, and then, sorry, let me just get up here. We're gonna get Coco over here, right? We're gonna just stay where you are. Don't move you around so much, right? John, just stay still. Not that part. So we're gonna just bring Coco over here. Coco is from another rescue, No Bars. And they're based out of Alberta. Right? So I'm just going to hold the lead in first. Hold the lead in close. Just watch right here. Just watch right here. Okay, stop. Tone of voice. That's it. You just have to talk to him. You don't have to okay him like that. Right? Just tone of voice. Oh, stop. Okay, just not the urgency in what you're saying, right? Just going to hold on, right? That's it. All right, hold on to the lead right here. Hold on to the lead. Don't be nervous. It's okay. No. Yeah, just like that. And just put your hand in front of her chest. Stop. Right? You see, when you put the hand in front of the chest, the confidence happens, and the dog becomes more assertive in that sense of it. So the confidence happens there. So with Coco, you've had Coco for how long now? For a year?
No, about 3 years.
3 years? Yeah. Okay. And so her anxiety, you're saying that what she's doing reactivity, or I'm sorry, it's been a little bit since,
no worries.
because the email chain is so long.
Yeah, like reactivity and kind of anxiety, timidness.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. So what I've done is right out of the timidness, I've already automatically adjusted my body. Right, so you see I'm putting all the weight on this one. Usually I put it on the left side, but automatically I can tell by her behavior. So all the weight's on this side. I've dropped my shoulder down a little bit, so there's a change in inflection and tone of my voice. And it's a little bit different. It's a bit more of a drone in that tone of voice. So we're gonna do that part for Coco. Coco, hi silly girl. So then we just work through the range of it, right? So now that what this already indicates by just saying her name is that you on your end, when you talk to Coco, you're talking to her too much. You're talking too many things to her. You're trying to convince her to listen to you, and you've been begging her too much to comply. So we're just gonna just grab the lead from her, right? Thank you. Coco, so when I take the lead, right, John, when I take the lead, I'm always gonna let her, Coco, hi, silly girl, and that's all she needs to know, right? She's getting a little bit reactive. She's gonna get a little reactive in a few seconds, right? And see, Josh is gonna move, right? So that's what I was saying, in a few seconds, Josh is gonna move. So we don't want you to move whatsoever. We're just gonna have a stability. That's why I'm stuck here on this part. So we just can see Coco as she's going through. Coco, Coco, hi, silly girl. Right, so I just dropped my head and I dropped the lower range of tone of voice to her. Coco. Right, so we're just gonna have a bit more of an establishment. No more urgency on your end, Josh, in regards to talking to her. We're just going, Coco. So we're gonna get ready just to kind of do a correction on her as she gets a little bit closer with it. That's all. Coco. Hi, silly girl. Has she bitten anybody?
Yes.
Okay. So men or women or both?
All men.
All men. Okay. So if anything happens, right? If I get bit, nobody react. It's not a big deal, right? It's not a big deal. Okay, so we're just gonna be okay with her, right? So now, as opposed to Gabby, I'm talking at the top of her head, just because of her certain type of personality. I'm saying, hi, hi, Coco, right? Hi, Coco, hi, silly girl. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Don't keep moving, Josh.
Okay.
You're okay. Coco, hi, Coco. You're okay. Coco, Coco, you're okay. Hi, silly girl. We just change the ship of the phone there. Hi, silly girl. Coco, stop please. Hi, silly girl. Hi, silly girl. So, what's the issue that shutting down? See that? The dog is shutting down. So we're just gonna get her up on her feet. Thank you. Hi, silly girl, you're okay, right? The nervousness, right? Again, looking at Dad, right? It's similar to what you're doing in babying her. You see how wiggly she is? With Gabby, you can't let her be wiggly.
Okay.
Like you saw with me, she's not wiggly, right? So you just gotta hold on a little bit closer to the lead length than John. Right? Just hold on a little bit closer to the lead length, John. If you have to hold her by the collar, it's okay. Coco, hi, silly girl. Hi, silly girl. Right? You see the blink that's going on with Coco as she's processing? There's 3 blinks in a certain time frame. There's a certain pattern that Coco has. Hi, silly girl. You're okay. Thank you. So then what we're just doing right now is we're going back and forth with her in that part of touching her because of her personality and her aspects of dysfunction. So what are the issues that she has? Hi, silly girl. You're okay, right? So we're just gonna do it in and out quick little bit for her on purpose. Hi, Coco. Hi, silly girl. Stop. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Gabby.
Right, we're just making a conversation with the dog at all times. So go ahead.
Yeah, so it's the reactivity to dogs and people.
Okay.
Especially around the house, but out on walks and stuff as well.
Okay. Hi, Coco.
Yeah, that's mainly the issues.
Hi, silly girl, right? So this is not her being happy whatsoever. This is her trying to process adrenaline aspects, and it's a rooted dysfunction in one of the either subconscious or conscious aspects of it. And again, I'll disclose off camera what the issue is on her end, right? So that's fake and all that stuff, right? So it's okay. So what's going on that part? Coco. So one of the things you got to do is use her name more often. So that's why I say to everybody is to always use the dog's name, right? We want to pronoun the dog. We want to give the dog an individuality. We want to give the dog life. We want to create an emotional context for the dog. Same thing that when you guys start going out, you're calling each other by your name, right? So that's the situation. So it's also the same thing I say to Coco. Is it Coco? Hi, silly girl, right? So you're trying to get her to peek in and listen to what's going on. Coco, thank you. So what it is that, you know, when you're going out with somebody, it's like my girlfriend Sharon, my girlfriend Sharon, my girlfriend Sharon, and the minute you break up with your girlfriend, and someone says, oh, how's it going? Yeah, my ex-girlfriend. We no longer use a dog's name when we disenfranchise. We no longer use our girlfriend's name because we disenfranchise. We emotionally disconnect. So you've got to use her name. Because when we use her name, she understands who she is. And it's the same thing when you go with a group of people to a bar or to a nightclub, or say a pub, and you're sitting there and you're talking in the group with a friend of yours, and all of a sudden you blah, 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 you hear some da-da-da-da-da, Josh, da-da-da, you're like, what? Someone said my name. You create an individuality. You know who you are. She doesn't know. If Coco doesn't know her name, Coco, hi, silly girl, right? If Coco doesn't know her name, she doesn't know she has a validity in your life. That part of her discomfort, right? So again, it's not the part that you're really helicoptering her, is that you've come to a point where you just don't know what to do anymore. You just went F it, not F it, but you just went, Coco, hi, silly girl. You're okay. Hi, silly girl. See, so we have a little bit of trust and interest. Hello, silly girl. Hello, silly girl. You're okay. Hi, silly girl. So then we elicit one of the 3 drives that the dogs have. So from my research, my work, they have play drive, they have prey drive, and the most dangerous is predatorial drive. Every dog is a predator. Every dog is capable of killing somebody. And it's not fun to be face to face with someone like, hi, silly girl. Hello, stop, please. Stop, please. Stop. Hi, silly girl. Coco. Hello, Coco. Hello, silly girl. Hello, silly girl. Hi, silly girl. You're okay. You're okay. We're just going to do it on the leash. Hi, silly girl. Just a reminder, that's all. Hi, silly girl. So we saw that low growl, that 4 or 5 low growls and all that. So what's her defense measure? It's like, okay, well, if I growl, no one's going to touch me, etc., etc. And then we're not going to try to force, hi, silly girl, Coco, right? Now she's on caution with me here. She's on caution. So we're just going to work on the lead with her as well. Just kind of have her understand that there's not a big issue. Coco, hi, silly girl. You're okay. You're okay. And you can't let her pull you anymore. You're letting her pull you everywhere. Everywhere. You can't let her pull you. You can tell by the behavior of the dog that Coco pulls everywhere. Still. Hi, silly girl. You're okay. Good girl. Hi, silly girl. So there's a play drive that elicit. Hello, silly girl. You're okay, right? So the discomfort now, that growling, is not because of me anymore. Just hold her. Just hold her by the collar. Just hold her by the collar with your thumb. By the thumb, and put her on the ground. Put her on the ground. Right? Don't keep petting her. She's not,
Gabby.
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 Hold her by the collar. Hold her by the collar. There you go.
Hey, Gabby.
Okay, then hold her by the harness. Yeah, just hold her by the harness. Right? And she shuts down, right? Coco, hi, silly girl. Hello, silly girl. Right? Over her discomfort. So we're just going to let her range through that discomfort aspect of it. You're okay, right? So she pulls, that's all. She doesn't understand. Hi, silly girl. Right? So we have a little bit of pull. There we go. Right? Hi, silly girl. Good job, Coco. Hello, silly girl. Hello, silly girl. Hello, silly Coco, right? She has a discomfort, right? So if she has a discomfort around everybody that's around her, then we're going to accommodate for Coco. Hello, silly girl, right? I'm going to just stand her up for a bit. Hi, silly girl. You're okay. So she's not used to people reaching down and bending over to touch her. That's the one reason why she's doing that. That's why she now approaches me even faster, because I'm standing up, so I'm not a threat. So I'm not reaching down to go over her and all that. So what actually happens is, she's been trained to be fearful of people because people are trying to touch her like she's a toy, and we don't want her to feel that way. Hello, silly girl. Hello, silly girl. Coco. Hello, silly girl. You're okay. Coco. 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 Hi, silly girl. Right, we see that's the flinch of the hand, right? Peripherally, she saw that. She can hear my fingers moving. That's obviously the sensitivity of a dog is brilliant. Hello, silly girl. You're okay. Stop. Coco, right? So no more yelling at her either when you get frustrated. So what you gotta do is, after being upset with her, you just gotta control yourself so you don't get so upset. It's just emotional, right? So that's what's going on. Coco, you've been to other trainers?
Yes.
Who have you seen?
I've seen about 4 or 5.
You've seen 4 or 5 trainers?
Yeah.
Did they tell you anything about Coco? This is so simple. This is really simple. This is a really simple issue with Coco. Hello, silly girl. Hi, silly girl. Hello, silly girl. Hello, silly. Who did you see?
I've seen Dog Smart.
Dog Smart?
I can't even remember.
And what did they say to you?
Well, a lot of it was all like
Coco.
treat-based and praise-based. And
Well, there is praise. There's always going to be praise,
Yeah.
but it's reading the dog at a tenth of a second. That's the difference. And again, like I say, treat training dog. Now you understand why it doesn't help. And there's no treats here on this situation. Hello, silly girl. So you can see how her discomfort. So she's got low self-esteem. So her low self-esteem is causing her wanting to come and see me, but she doesn't know what's going to go on. Hi, silly girl. You're okay. Coco. Hi, Coco. Hi, silly girl. Hi, silly girl. Coco. So I'm always using her name, Coco. Hello, silly girl. And then if I stand up, she's going to move forward again, right? So we're not going to encourage her to do that, right? So there's a discomfort that's going on. Hello, silly girl. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Hello, silly girl. You're okay, silly girl. Coco. Hi, silly girl. So I'm talking to her directly. You're okay. You're okay. So she's used to people being way too friendly to her. You can see that she's used to people being way, way too friendly with her by her behavior, and you confirm that. Just if we're watching them. We're watching the behavior of the dog as we would watch somebody that we're trying to sell something to. We're gonna like, okay, do we see the triggers? And this is what happened. Hello, silly girl. You're okay. Stop, Coco. You're okay, silly girl. You're silly girl. Hi, silly girl. So what we do is then we're just gonna keep it constant. So if you have someone who comes to visit her or to meet her, no urgency anymore, right? There's no urgency. We don't have to have her trying to, you know, follow through and command, hello, silly girl. You're okay, silly girl, right? And then the tongue licking is a cognitive or emotional processing on that basis. Hello, silly girl. Hello, silly girl. Right? We're just gonna walk and talk over her, and that we're gonna talk and move over her on that part. So yeah, you want to get her on all fours, right? You remember, like I was saying, that it's a shutdown, and like I said, as you're treating her like a toy, she's learned to become a toy, right? It's not you; it's the way she was beforehand. You can tell by her behavior; it's all like that. She was treated like a toy. And then it just gets promoted. Hello, silly girl. You're okay. Good job, Coco. Hi, silly girl. Hello, silly girl. Hello, silly girl. Hi, silly girl. Hi, silly girl. Hi, silly girl. You're okay, Coco. Woof. Hi, silly girl. You're okay. You're okay. Is she dog reactive then?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Hi, silly girl. So we just bring that little bit of a pitch when it comes to bark. I've never barked at a dog before, right? Right, so you can just see that. Hi, silly girl, you're okay. Good job, Coco. So we're gonna bring that part of her, and we do it in a higher pitch where it sounds like a puppy. We do that. Hi, silly girl. Coco. Hi, silly girl. And then you see the blink. It's hard for you to see on that end there. So we do that part. So I'm just gonna walk her over. I would want to bring her over to Charlie because Charlie is so cool and Ian knows what to do because Ian's an old hat now. Even though you're not old, but you know what I mean. You're an old hat, right? Like you know what to do. Hi, Coco. Hi, silly girl. You're okay, silly girl. Treat trained, right? Treat trained. We can see the behavior of the dog is treat trained. Hello, silly girl. So we're gonna let her have some part. And again, I go default automatically to my right hand side. It's just because if we know what the dog is doing, we can tell. Same thing when we're talking to somebody and we're face to face with somebody when we're talking, and if they move, we kind of move with them, right? And we're not even thinking about it, so we do that part. Same thing when it comes to sales and all that. Hi, silly girl. You're okay. Hi, silly girl. Hello, silly girl. Coco. Good job, silly girl. So you saw how she wanted to growl just now, and she actually stopped herself. So she took that complex emotion of going from calm to anger, in that sense of that discovered, but it's not calm to anger or discovered. It's actually calm to processing what's going on. So she actually thought things through. So I didn't teach her, I showed her how to think through and reason through the complexity of emotion. Hi, silly girl, you're okay, right? She felt the tension come off with it, so she moved off to the side. You're okay, silly. Oh, good job, silly girl. Hello, silly girl. Good job, Coco, right? So we just do that part with her. So again, when you have somebody approaching her, you're just going to have her or have them not kind of go all over her and everything like that. Coco, hello, silly girl, you're okay. Hi, silly girl. We're just watching her right in case she bites my forearm, right? Always watching her in that sense. We have the tension on here ready to go at any second. It doesn't matter. She'll still grip on no matter what. Hello, oh, silly girl, good job, silly girl. You're okay. Now, she's going to have a part where she's comfortable, and then she's going to fall back and be like, oh, I don't know what to do. Hello, silly girl. Right, so no more whistling, no more nick-nick noises with her either anymore. You have to have regular forms of communication. Hello, Gabby. Hold her closer to the lead. Hold her closer to the lead. Just hold her closer to the lead, right? Just hold her by the harness. How heavy is she?
Like 13 pounds.
Exactly, right? She's 13 pounds. So we should have no issue being able to hold her still. Yeah. Realistically. So in other words, like I said, you're afraid of her breaking, you're treating her like a toy. So it's all these things that we see. You know, it's good that he treats you like a toy, but you know,
Not.
he does. John.
Hey, Gabby.
So just hold her by the harness. Just hold her by the harness.
Sit.
Hold her by the harness. Hi, silly girl. Good job, silly girl. And that licking on that part is not a dependency. It's a centering and a centering. Hi, silly girl. You're okay, silly girl. Good job, silly girl. Hi, Coco. Hi, silly girl. You're okay. And then the trust is established. Now I can touch the top of her head, right? Hello, silly girl. You're okay. Good job. And we just have a certain amount of time frame with her. That's all. We just have a certain amount of time frame. Do you feel bad now that you spent probably $1,000 on people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt bad before even.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're spending how much did you spend? Hi, Coco. Yeah, $1,000. And these are people again. If you don't know what you're doing as a trainer or behaviorist, you have to admit that you don't know what you're doing and refer the dog out to somebody who can. Yes, I'm the top expert in North America, and I've never refused a dog, and I will always take the most dangerous dogs consistently. But if you don't know what you're doing, please admit that and let the people find somebody else. Because what happens is if you don't admit it, the dog continues in their dysfunction. You don't have to move him. He's not barking. You just have to hold him still and just talk to him, John. That's all. Hi, silly girl, you're okay. Hi, silly, you're okay, silly girl. Good job. Coco. Hi, silly girl. Right? She wants to do it. Right? Low self-esteem. You see that? Hello, silly girl. You're okay. You're okay. Good job. You're okay. Hi, silly girl. You're okay. Coco. Oh, good job, silly girl. Good job. You see how she went and she processed, Dad, do I need you to helicopter me? And she went, no, I didn't have to. I did it by myself. Hello, silly girl. You're okay. You're okay. Coco. Coco, Coco, right? So I'm a little bit afraid right now for her jumping towards my face to bite me, but it's all right. You're okay. Coco. Coco, right? You got to stop moving, Josh. You can't move those 2 times just now, Josh. You have to stop that. Sure, it's that stability, right? That's right. Hello, silly girl. You're okay. And then the bravery comes back to her. Coco, Coco. Good job, Coco. Good job, Coco. You're okay. So she just needs to feel, of course, protected, but it's getting all right. You see the body behavior that she wants to come closer, 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 etc., etc. Hello, silly girl. You're okay. Good job, silly girl. Good job. So she had a little bit of pull, and I just let the pull through, right? You see how her body moves forward again? You can see these little nuanced behaviors that you can see on the dog's behavior. It's a really easy way to see these things because, again, intuitively you know your dog. Hello, silly girl. Good job, Coco. Good job, right? Again, she wanted to, but then she realized, right, oh, I can't. I don't need to. It's reasoning. I teach the dog how to think, how to process complex emotions. Hello, silly girl. So I'm going to pass her to you. All right, I'm going to pass her. Yeah, right. Hi, silly girl. No, there's no treats now. You don't need the treats. You don't need the treats. You're okay, silly girl. Oh, good job, silly girl. Good job, silly girl. You're okay. You're okay, silly girl. Hi, silly girl. Coco. Hello, silly girl. 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 Right? And you can't be jerking the leash so hard on her anymore either. You can't be jerking the leash so hard on her. You can tell by the behavior of everything that leads to everything. Hello, silly girl. Good job, silly girl. I know, Coco. Hi, Coco. You're okay. You're okay. Stop, please. Good job. Good job, Coco. Hello, you're okay, silly girl. Hello, silly girl. Hello, silly girl. You're okay, silly girl. Hello, silly girl. Hello, silly girl. Hello, silly girl. Good job, Coco. So I'm going to just pass her to you. When you take her, you're just going to say Coco, and then you're going to put her around you. Right? Coco. Yeah, and just slow it down, right? So you see the nervousness that's going on here on that end. So you've got an extreme amount of frustration with her, and that's how you can tell right away, right? So there you go. So you're just gonna hold her still on that end. Yeah, that's all. So we're gonna bring Charlie over. We'll bring Charlie over now. So because we're gonna do that, right? And you gotta have to correct Pablo on that sense there, right? The anxiety that goes on.
Hey, Gabby. Hey, Gabby.
Like Gabby, right? Gabby. Gabby, stop. Stop. Okay. Gabby, stop. 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 And she dropped down. Stop. Don't move your hand. You're ready? You're treating her like stop, please. Stop. You're okay. Stop. Stop. Gabby, right? She can't go anywhere. She can't go anywhere. Gabby. Okay. Stop, please. Stop, please. Stop, please. Stop. Right? That's it. It's that easy. How's Charlie been? So is he still barking in the condo?
Yeah, it's just at my parents' house.
It's just that. Oh, is he still?
Gabby,
Oh,
stop.
right?
Gabby,
That's how that
Gabby,
nervousness
stop.
goes on.
Hey, Gabby. Gabby,
Right?
stop.
Right? Hi, Charlie. Hi, Charlie. Let me just grab Charlie for a little bit. Thank you, Charlie. Hi. Oh, good job. You've been working on this, man. Ian's been working on this like crazy. This is incredible. Hi, Charlie. Hi, silly boy. Hello, silly boy. Hello, silly boy. So you see how Charlie got a little bit kind of movement. Then I just kind of went like that a little bit, and then he stopped moving, which means that Ian, man, has been doing the work. You really have. Like honestly, like it's really nice to see. And I mean, like it's not saying like whatever. I'm not trying to be ignorant, but it's really simple. That's what I'm doing. It's really simple that Ian's doing, and he's not overthinking it. That's because you're an analytical person with the logic process that is just, making sense of everything, right? Because Ian's not trying too hard to do things. So even when we have situations like this, let me just bring her over to Rocky. Okay, come on, bring him over. Hi, Charlie. Oh, Charlie, just hold him still. Charlie. Good boy, Charlie. Good boy, Charlie. holy cow, good boy, Charlie. So, Charlie, no, Dad's not gonna listen to you anymore, right? Dad doesn't listen to you anyways, right? Look at this, the direct eye contact with Ian. Charlie, you're okay. You're okay. Hi, silly boy. Charlie. So, sorry, just put her back. I didn't ask you to bring her over. Charlie, just wait, please. Just wait, please. Charlie. Right? It's all psychological, right? We see that. It's all psychological. Ian. Yeah. Charlie. And then we're just going to give him a little bump every time. Charlie. And then we're just gonna, so what, Ian, when he does like that, you're gonna just cuddle him. You're gonna baby him now, because you've gone past everything, man. Seriously. Okay, so we're just gonna hold him still. So we're just gonna let him down, and then on that Charlie, and we're just gonna work the lead. So that's all. Okay, don't get overconfident in it though, because it's not the norm. You are doing the work, right? But you know, because of course you're really still and all that. So just keep doing that part. So just reach down to Charlie. Just reach down and just put your hand on his front chest like I did before, and just there you go. So yeah, and just gonna coo it to him.
You're okay. You're okay. Good boy.
He's not even trying to jump on Dad.
You're good.
There you go.
Thank you.
Here you go. You're very welcome.
Let's go.
So okay, then what we'll do is we'll, we're gonna leave Pablo a little bit longer.
Pablo, stop. Poor Pablo. Stop, Pablo.
Okay, guys. So here's the situation is, and I didn't say this, and it's my fault, and I apologize for that. I've worked with like 12 dogs literally at once that are all reactive like this, and much more bigger dogs. I'm reading dogs at 0.2 of a second, so obviously I'm paying attention on an extreme basis. So I have to pay attention to what's going on with everything, and so it takes a lot of attention away from me if people are talking, and so because then I have to pay attention to what the people are doing. And when I'm paying attention, then I get a distraction, then someone gets hurt, right? Oh, well, dog starts to be reactive. So I just want to ask everyone just to, for now, later on we can, but for now just to keep the chatter down a bit, just so we do that. And you see I changed the tone of voice. And the tone of voice that I have is unanimous. It's consensus. It's a consensus tone of voice for the entire group of dogs. And so then I have to bring the calm point down a bit as well. Actually, we're going to bring Pablo over as well, right? So I'm just doing the fluctuation up and down again because he doesn't know his name again, in that sense of we've got to bring that Pablo up and down. So I'm going to arrange the motion. So the thing is, Pablo has been here before once or twice?
This is the
third time. So, okay, so he's been here. And so what happens is he's learned to make adaptations to what Jackie's doing. So we're going to have to now try to work with what he has already learned to overcome and work on it. So we're just going to do that part. Jackie's going to give me to you. Hello, Pablo. Hi, silly boy. So we're just going to do that part of it. So, hi, silly boy, you're okay. So I'm going to just move slowly with him. You're okay, Pablo. So I'm just talking to the left side of his face this time now, just to make a bit of an adjustment to him. Hi, silly guy. Hi, silly boy. Hi, silly boy. You're how silly boy. You're okay, right? So as he has an interest on here, because we give that bit of a different calming effect. And so I'm trying to round my tone of voice out a bit more. Just not for him only, but for the entire group. Pablo. So we're going to go with that part. Pablo. So as he pulls through it, we're just gently pulling back. Pablo. You see the tongue licking? Pablo. We're just going to fish back. Pablo.
Hey, Gabby.
Good boy. Pablo.
Gabby.
Stop. Good boy. Anxiety to mom, that's all. Good boy. We're just holding him. We're just slightly pressing him in, just a little bit. That's it, right? Just slightly pressing him in. Pablo, you're okay, silly boy. So when you do cuddle him, this is what you do. Pablo. You're just going to do two hands on him now. Pablo, right? We talk him down from his reaction. We talk him off the ledge. Pablo. Charlie, you can come over here with Ian. Not Ian with Charlie, but Charlie with Ian. Charlie's bring Ian over, not Ian bring over Charlie. And just, yeah, there you go. Pablo. Hi, silly boy. Hello, silly boy. You're okay, right? You're okay. So it's all psychological now. You're okay. Hi, silly boy. So we're reinforcement, and then we're just going to go, silly boy. We're going to push him away a little bit when he gets a little bit anxious, that's all. Hello, silly boy. You're okay, silly boy. You're okay. So just a bit more stillness with him. You're okay, silly boy. You're good job, good boy. There's a cognitive processing that's going on with him. Hi, silly boy. And then we have a little bit of joy and happiness. So if you start blinking your eyes slower, Jackie, you're gonna see the tone of your voice and your body is gonna change from, because if you're trying to do it and you're actually blinking slowly yourself, it'll transfer over to Pablo's behavior. Hello, silly boy. Hello, silly boy. Right, just like that cooing sound that your dad would give to you, right? You know, that like you're okay little sound. Hello, silly boy. Hello, silly boy. Right, so that's how we walk the dog down from his dysfunction. So for every dog, doesn't matter if they're like Gabby or if it's like Charlie, don't keep moving around so much with his hand. You can just hold him, right? Even for him, for Charlie, you know, Coco, the dog is at 100% to them. Right, you've met people who can't do certain things, and you're like, this is really simple. Well, I don't know why you don't like it. That's fake, right? But to that dog, to the individual, the anxiety, the dysfunction is 100%. Gabby, Pablo, right? Pablo. So to the dog is 100%. So what we do is we watch the triggers of the dog's behavior, and then we talk the dog down. Excuse me, from 100% to 90. And you're okay. Stop, please. 100% to 99% to 98% to 97%, 96%. Yo, good job. So he shuts down here. We're not gonna let him shut down this way. His way of tricking you. You don't let him sit anymore.
No.
Yeah, and so now he's tricking you now. Yeah, and
this is his first time where he started to lay down and sit.
He's faking it.
Yeah.
He's faking it because of the anxiety. It's just that the situation he's used to. Like, why am I not yelling at everybody?
It's all new dogs too.
Yeah. Why am I not
Usually
yelling
he
at
has
everybody?
Mara.
Oh, Mara. Oh, you guys hanging out?
No, but
Oh,
then
okay.
every class Mara was there too.
Yeah, you maybe get you know I'll get in touch with yeah, because Sharon's really good with Mara and she's really good. Pablo, right? He's shutting down. Pablo, stop, Pablo, stop. So we're just gonna bring him over here. You're okay, right? That's right. You're okay, Pablo. It's just a stillness, right? So you see what happened with Gabby, with John? Pablo. Stop. We're just holding him, right? So you see the way how John pets Gabby as just way too fast, too much, too often, too frequent. It's irritating Gabby. It's agitating Gabby more so. Right? The stillness. You want stillness, right? So the one thing I say is when you go, you know, you're going out with somebody, you go see a movie, and the guy holds your hand and he has his thumb like this and he's doing this while you're trying to watch a really nice part where, you know, Ryan Gosling's in it, and you're trying to watch the part and he's going and your partner's going like this, and what do you say? Stop irritating me because I can't concentrate. So you're already agitated and you're already processing at 1/10 of a second, and then someone keeps doing this to you. You're gonna say, I can't concentrate. I don't want to hold hands right now. Oh, my hand hurts, right? So, Pablo, you're okay. So you keep moving around. You keep stimulating him, right? And I know you just got stimulating her. I know you just got her. So we're just gonna do that part here. And we're gonna go for a group walk in a little bit. All right. So, excellent. That's right. So the part is that's why we say the dog's name when we take the leash. Oh, just stay right there, Jackie, for a second. Actually, you want to sit over there beside Coco, between Rocky and Coco.
Okay.
That's Rocky. That's Coco. So squat down. Hold him by the front of your chest. So we're gonna. Okay, yeah. There you go. And slow down with your blink. Blink slowly. And say it. Blink slowly and say his name at the same time.
Pablo.
Right? See the tone of voice, because now she's consciously thinking. So we make the association for the human and the animal to happen at the same time. So when I work with the dog, I work with the dog and the human and the environment. Pablo, stop. Interrupted the rhythm. Stop. So we just change the tone, right? Remember I said we have to inflect up and down? Right? They're going to valley. That's it. We always want to use full breath when we have conversations. Stop. We can feel the tension in the dog's butt. Stop. Thank you. Good boy. We just want to always do the interruption. Stop. Good boy. You're okay, silly boy. We talk him off the ledge. We downtrain the dog. The dog, hi, silly boy. Hi, silly boy. Right? Yeah. And then we'll just walk him over there in between. And just walk him straight through. And
Okay.
just give him a little flick. Give him a little flick. Say, let's go. Yeah, walk, don't let him walk. Yeah, just walk through him. You just sit right there. So we'll bring Liz over with Rocky. Okay, and then we'll get to you in a little bit. We'll just walk right over. Just walk right over here. Bring him over here. Okay. All right. So you want to just let me know what his issues are and all that?
Well, I just got him, right?
Yeah.
But around my apartment building, he tends to be like a face lunger. But then when he gets to a certain dog, he lunges at their face, and then he ends up kind of playing with them.
Okay.
But other dogs, he'll lunge at their face, and then like a fight starts. So I can't tell. And then he'll roll over. So I can't tell if he's gonna
So he's young.
bite someone in the face
He's
or
young.
he just. But
Yeah,
he used to
he's
rough play, right, with big dogs at the foster home,
Stop,
bigger
please.
dogs. So
Stop, please, Rocky. Okay.
he's
So-
kind of possessive of me too. So.
Yeah, and so I was just gonna say the same thing here. Is that you got right again? I was just gonna say stop moving around. Right, you got to stop moving around. Same like you, but Josh, right? Just got to stop moving around. That's all. And again, I'm kind of leaning on this part here. My shoulder's still straight up. I'm still a little bit on an A-frame, but again, some of the weight, about 30% of the weight is on my leg, and you can hear this tone of somewhat not just indifference, so to speak, like that. But then there's a higher pitch in my tone of voice to talk to him, right? So we're gonna recreate his mothering that he didn't have as a puppy. So we're just gonna have that little bit of a slowness that goes on with him. That's the only thing, right? So we make an adjustment for each dog because again, the dog is individual, like we are. Some people like ice cream, some people like gelato, some people like whatever, right? So it's a difference. And we have the rhythm for the dog. No more noises from you like that, please. So when we make, we do that. We that's why you're paying me, right? So,
Yeah.
So we do that part of we're just giving the dog a little bit of an understanding that's going on. Okay. Hi, silly guy. Rocky, right? So he's not used to being touched, right? Is he a flight risk?
I don't know.
Has he got recall?
Not too great, but not too bad.
Okay. All right.
He
So
panics when I walk away,
Wait,
and then he
please.
follows me.
yeah. So this is the affinity that doesn't have. Hi, silly boy. Right? Hi, silly boy. So then he's a stray dog originally. He comes from a stray. He wasn't just like a surrender aspect. He wasn't a litter aspect of it that was in the shelter. He's a stray dog. You can tell by the behavior of the dog's body that that's the case. I'm still using the indifference of tone. Hi, silly boy, you're okay. And then we just change the tone mix because then we look at his reactivity that he's going to react, and then we make the adjustment for it. You're okay, silly boy. You're okay, silly boy. Hi, Rocky. Hello, silly boy. Hello, silly boy. You're okay. Your ears are as big as your head. Hi, silly boy. Hi, silly boy. You see the stance that he has in this part of it? So he's one of the more timid dogs that were in the group.
Right.
All right. So that part's okay. Hello, silly boy. Hello, silly boy. So we're just gonna slightly push him a little bit. And the reason why I'm slightly pushing him is to force him to be a bit more confident in himself. So now we're gonna create artificial tension in him so that way he can control it. Hi, silly boy. You're okay. Good boy, silly. Hello, silly boy. Hello, silly boy. You're okay. Good job, silly boy. Good job, silly boy. So with him, you're just gonna have some constant motion that goes on with him. Just a slight constant motion with the full fingers in the hand, right? I mean, and you know, with Pablo it's different, right? And with Charlie it's different, but we're gonna give him some constant attention on that part, just to give a stimulation so he's always on alert. Hi, hi, Rocky. Okay, Rocky, you're okay. You're okay. So right, you see, when we start slight manipulation with him with the full hand, full palm of body, he goes, oh. This is kind of cool because we create tension, and then because the tension is uncomfortable for him, then he gets himself on alert. By getting himself on alert, then he becomes more assertive, and we build his self-confidence. Hi, silly boy. Hello, silly boy. Hi, silly boy. So what are the issues then? And I just apologize because I get a bit of email, but hi, silly.
Other
It's just the
dogs,
lunging.
basically.
You're okay, silly boy.
I mean, he warms up to strangers pretty quick. It's just the other dog, like lunging.
You're okay, silly.
I'm not sure if it's because he's on a leash or.
What off leash he's fine, right?
I let him off. I let him actually. If I extend the leash and another dog approaches, he seems to be better.
But
than if
actually
I hold
off
him
leash.
back.
But actually off leash.
I've never actually had
Okay,
him off.
no, fair enough. I mean, you just got him, right?
Because I'm afraid he might book it.
Okay, have you, or maybe to a small friendly dog park and go with a friend when there's nobody else
Yeah.
around? Hi, silly boy. Hi, Rocky. Hi, silly boy. Right, so we don't have to move as much now in the beginning, and then we're just going to remind him, hi, silly boy. Oh, let me just get this. Oops.
If I'm sitting on the couch and someone sits beside me, he starts to growl. So then I get off the
There you
couch and put him on the floor.
Okay, you're okay, right? So we're just going to get him up. Rocky, Rocky, Rocky. Rocky. And so you have a bit of too much urgency in your tone of voice when you talk to him. Rocky, let's go. I'm just gonna bring him up here. Hi, silly boy. Good job, silly boy. Come here. Good boy. Yeah, we're gonna get you up. I'm gonna get you up, silly boy. You're okay. Right. So he doesn't have the assertiveness. This collar is too loose. So I'm gonna just let him go with you. And I need it. It's way too loose.
What is it?
Way too loose. Right. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and walk up.
Come here, buddy.
Okay. And then we're gonna bring Lava over here. Right.
I'll go this way. Come here, buddy.
So we're just gonna bring Lava. So Lava seems like she's doing pretty good, hey?
You think so?
Yeah, with Brendan. Yeah, just gonna slightly press Charlie against you. Just press him slightly against you with the right hand. Stop. Stop, please. Stop, please. You're okay. You're okay. Okay, right. So the same thing. Pablo. Just firm. And slow blink, right? Pablo. Stop. Thank you. I said stop, please. Stop, please. Just touch him. Stop, please. Right? That's how we get the dog to downtrain, because of the work that we do and the simplicity of it all. Right? Okay. So then what we can do with Lava, let me just grab Lava. I mean, Lava is familiar with it. Wait please. Lava. We're just going to walk her down on this end. Stop. Not funny. So we're going to talk a little bit. Stop, please. Not funny. I know her. Lava. Stop. Is this her anxiety? Stop. Lava, right? So we're not going to shake her. We're not going to do that with her. We're just going to keep the firmness and the stillness. Same thing with every single dog here, right? You know, when it comes to that part, aside from with Rocky and just a little bit of slight physical manipulation, Lava. We're following her motion. We're following her behavior. Lava, right? So I'm bringing a little bit of eliciting a little bit of like happy tone of voice. Lava. So that way it encourages her to say, oh, I did good by not doing anything. And then when she makes an adjustment in her behavior, which is negative, then we get a little bit more firmer. But we're still going to have that happiness tone, because again, dog's processing at a tenth of a second time. Hi, Lava, right? Because like I said, you know, the name is, but I mean, are you going to keep her name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Lava, right? So she's pressing in against me on purpose, right? She's pressing against me on purpose. Lava.
Gabby.
Stop, please. Stop. You're okay. Lava. Stop. You're okay. Good job. Good girl. Lava. And so then when she doesn't do it, if she doesn't Lava, you're okay. So we're just gonna move her a little bit. You're okay, right? Just by the ears with the thumb. Lava, you're okay. Hi, silly girl. Right? So she looks at you for attention, right? So, like I say, you're just gonna give her stability, right? And we don't want her to turn around for her particular personality. Rocky, it's okay, but for her particular personality, we don't want her turned around. Hi, silly girl. You're okay. You're so brave. You're okay.
Charlie.
Lava. You're okay. I'm talking to her nose. Lava, you're okay. Hi, silly girl, right? You're okay. Right, so, hi, silly girl, right? So she's looking at me for you know, confirmation, right? On that feeling she's okay. And she's just pretending she's not interested in everything by looking around. But she's totally on alert. Hi, silly girl, you're okay, Lava, you're okay. Hi, silly girl. Good job, silly girl. Right? So we just do that part. So we're gonna go for a bit of a group walk. There we go. And you know, everybody, thanks for tuning in and all that stuff. My next reactive dog group, I think, is ready full. So.